What's up guys, Kodiak Bay here today, and I am going to be showing you a ring. Not just any ring, this ring will get you into photography for cheaper. Yup, quite a bit cheaper actually. Okay guys, roll intro. Okay, I'm going to be giving you a tip, a secret, a trademark, whatever you want to call it, for getting into photography for cheaper than you would have otherwise had to. So if you've been looking, you know, cameras are expensive, lenses are even more expensive, right? And it's not uncommon for the lens to outcost the camera body if you're getting into it. That's not the case on the high ends, but humor me. The secret is run a vintage lens. The only downside is there's no autofocus, so you really have to be diligent about turning this guy to make sure that the focus is where you want it to be. Now that comes with its own downfalls and upfall and pitfalls. However, it will get you in for cheaper. You run past a couple pawn shops, you pick up a couple vintage lenses for 10, 15 bucks, and you are in the running. So this is actually being shot on a nifty 50. It's also a vintage lens. All of the B-roll you're about to see will also be shot on a vintage lens because that's the whole point of this video. If you're like me, the kit lens did not last very long. I mean, it still works, don't get me wrong. I'll still use it for a couple things, but yeah. I got some vintage lenses. I actually got them from my parents. They were in the safe on an old Canon M, and the best part is the adapter's only $15 to run a vintage lens. To run a full-size camera lens with autofocus, it's $50 for the knockoff brand, and Canon makes their own specific one. I haven't had any issues with the knockoff brand, and it saves you about $100. So I can't really, yeah. But with that being said, let's see some B-roll because that's what everyone wants to see. I mean, you're here for that, so let's do it. That B-roll was fun to shoot. I actually really enjoyed that. I'm just in my living room. Had some cool lighting come on. Haven't been completely honest with you. It is on a vintage 50mm lens. However, I did have an ND filter on the front because it's absolutely ridiculously bright in the window. If you saw it, the footage looked fantastic. And just because you have to turn this guy to get the focus right doesn't mean much. The autofocus, it's fantastic. It's quick. However, you know, if you're going to an event and you're trying to capture stuff and it's happening like that, you know, you might probably want something that's a little quicker. However, if you get skilled with autofocus, I've actually had a goose and flush in front of me, and I was actually able to get the shot just because I've ran this specific lens enough that I was able to get it in focus right away. So it'll take a little bit more skill. I think it's actually a good skill to have. A lot of people, they don't have to autofocus anymore, so they don't. Okay, that was my one secret to breaking into the photography industry quite a bit cheaper than you otherwise would have. With a ring, an adapter, and some vintage lenses, go to the pawn shop and do like Macklemore says, and yeah, why not? Thrift shop it. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna edit this video and I'll put it up. Okay, yeah.